All right, so we'll continue the unboxing. You can see everything's all neatly packed in here. Great, comes with the pipe. But again, the whole package is 73 pounds. So I'm just gonna do a quick slideshow of unpacking, and then we'll get to the installation and use. Everything's unpacked, and we'll just go through the parts here. Obviously these are the legs, and what I found amusing was they actually give you this extra little padding in here, which is something you could actually start a fire with. That's cute. Then you got the grate for the inside. Put the wood on, and then these side grates go on here like so. You got your spark arrestor screen here. Interestingly, there is no cap for the pipe. That's all stashed in there. So you might have to buy something like that. This is the damper, goes inside. And another grate over here. So next we'll put it all together. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit. When I was putting the legs on earlier, the two on the left side of the stove were drilled out with a hole for the set screw or set bolt to go through. This side has no hole, and so when you go to pick up the stove, the legs fall off. So what I'm going to do is just take a drill bit and make a little pilot hole right there without stripping the threads here, and then I'm going to take the leg off and finish it up with a bigger bit that matches the size, or is just slightly larger than the size of the set screw. Just a manufacturing defect, I imagine they overlooked it. Create the pilot hole. All right, then we're gonna finish up the pilot hole, make it big enough for the actual set screw. There we go. Put the leg back on there. Make sure it's gonna fit. Found it. Crank her down. I don't fit super tight, but it's not coming off of there. Is setting up the pipe, and each piece you can see is a little bit bigger or smaller than the other piece, so you want to keep them in order. You unpile them here. The only consideration I thought about was if you try to install this inside somewhere, you're going to have to change where the through wall goes, and that might affect how tight the through wall pipe goes, you know, because these are all different, slightly different diameters. So as you can see here on the bottom, there's a hole on the bottom pipe. This is the first pipe that goes in up here. Actually, it's going to be like that. But so your flue goes in like that, flue pipe, and then you're going to take this rod out and insert it in here so you can get your damper down in there. So to get the rod out, you just twist this here like so, and slides right out. And then you're going to put the flue in, I'm sorry, the damper inside the pipe so it lines up these holes, and then you just put your rod through to secure the damper. There we go. The instruction booklet doesn't illustrate how to put the spark arrestor in, but it just says put it on the top. Comes folded like this, and you just kind of have to work it around there. It's kind of hokey, but that's how it goes on if you're only using a straight up pipe. Okay, now this is the funny part. Are you ready for this? Wait for it. This thing like goes all the way up to the moon. So that's pretty comical. But hey, better to have too much than not enough in any case of anything. But you can imagine if the wind blows, that's not going to last long. So I've got a few other options in mind with regard to piping and whether I'm going to put in a shed or shit hits the fan scenario where there's no power, no nothing, and I'm out of propane through the outside of the house wall. We can talk about safety, about those considerations some other time, but for now, let's just see what kind of configurations we've got as far as options go. That is not going to work. You're going to have to put some flue tape around those joints, probably some clamps, and then I would actually probably, if it's not inside a structure or a tent, I'd probably use some sort of pipe to solidify that structure. Before I started this whole thing, as far as assembly goes, I went down to Home Depot or Lowe's and got a 6-inch elbow and a 5-inch elbow because I wasn't really sure. This opening's a little bit smaller than 6. It's closer to 5 actually down here. So I got 2 just in case. I also got a reducer. This thing here goes from 6 to 5 just for pre-planning, but if I throw this one on the, not the top, but the next one down, I think with a little negotiation, it's gonna work. And then also, if I just want a cap, this is a 6-inch cap, rain cap, and looks like that's gonna need an adapter. So anyway, it was a guess. Let's see if it fits on there. So yeah, fits on there, but it kind of plugs up at the top. So kind of in between here as far as where this is gonna fit, just for testing purposes. I might just take one section down. See how this cap fits. Looks like it is gonna slide over the top of that. There. So that one does fit. That'd be the 3rd section. So if we put this on top, there we go. So for today's purpose, I'd say that's a lot more manageable, less likely to get blown over by the wind. You got your damper here, that's open, that's closed. And I'll probably throw the screen in there. I'm not gonna build a rip and fire today, but I'll throw the screen in there just to be safe. That's a pretty good start. So I think I'll go ahead and test it with some fire. All right, so we've started it, and we are just gonna close this up, make sure the vent at the bottom's open so it draws a draft up through the top. Oh, we gotta open this up. There we go. And we're just gonna let this thing cook, get it going a little bit better. It'll burn off all the toxic paint smell if you end up using it inside of a shed or a hunting tent or something. That'll probably help. All right, she's cooking. There it goes. Just leave it cracked a little bit here. Get it going good, and then I'll put some more wood on it. Now let's play around with the damper a little bit. So I'm gonna close it up. It's fully open right now, but let's close it up a bit. You can see the flame change. Now we're gonna open it. A couple of things I like about the features of the stove are, number one, it's got a nice big flat surface on the top to heat up or boil water or whatever. These can be used as a drying rack or just to place cooking items on the side. This is pretty nice. See, you've got a nice little isolated handle so you can open it up without burning your fingers. The grate underneath the wood is good. Good placement. Allows draft to come in through the vent here, which also is, you can open and close it, as well as adjust the rate of burn. And that's one of the big things when you're at a hunting camp, is you got to get up every hour or 2 hours, throw wood on the fire. If you can figure out the right combination of draft to get the wood to burn longer, you're gonna get more sleep. So that's important to me. And overall, other than the weight, it's a pretty good, I would say, maybe an elk camp stove with the right attachments, to go through the tent wall or the roof, whatever the case is. So I'm pretty impressed with it at this point. You can follow the links in the description to buy this stove. I am an Amazon affiliate. And everything that you buy helps support my channel and allows me to buy things like this myself. Nothing is given to me for testing, so I buy everything out of pocket. I use it, I test it, and then I do the videos. So also please subscribe. If I get enough subscribers, then I can get support through YouTube, since they changed their subscriber requirement to 1,000. That's going to be pretty tough for me.